Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. So today I'll be doing a reaction to We Moved to France, my honest first impressions. Okay guys, let's go check it out.
We finally arrived in France, and after 1 month of unpacking, getting things ready, finding a house, getting a car, getting the kids in school, we're almost, I would say 95% settled. So now we have the house, we have the car, kids are at school, I've been at work for a month now, and everything's starting to fall into place. We decided to come out for a walk today. Since this is the first weekend where we're not still busy unpacking, we thought we'd come out and explore the little town or the little village that we're living in. And we came here to the local park, which the kids are enjoying right now. I thought the weather would be better. It was nice in the morning, but it started raining. If it had been nice, we could have gotten a good view of the Pyrenees, which are just over in that direction. And on a good day, they're very, very clear. I've been to France in the past. I've been to Paris many, many years ago. So although we haven't really explored much the last month or so, it's like a mini skate park. Yeah, well, it's good you brought your scooters. We decided to come out for a walk and explore the local area that we're living in. Lovely little place, very French, if you know what I mean. I thought I'd just share some of my initial thoughts as a Brit who lived in Denmark for 8 years and now living in France. I think one of the first things is the scenery, especially down here in the south of France, near the Pyrenees. It's very beautiful when you get a good day, when you can see all the mountains and it's clear and it's not raining. I heard it rains here a lot from people who have lived here for a while. When we arrived, it was very, very hot. Well, it's October and it's still low 20s. It's warm. It's certainly warm for me, which is great. But otherwise, it's very pretty, especially some of the houses here. You see they have these, I don't know what you call them, very white pavements, if they have a specific name. Whitewashed pavements, buildings, all the shutters on the window, which we now have on our house as well, of these big huge wooden shutters, which I think will come in handy during the summer months when it's really hot. We can close them because we don't have air conditioning, so it'll help keep the house cool, I think, or out of the sun at least. The other thing I've noticed is that the people are very, very friendly, and I don't say that lightly. I mean it, they're actually very, very helpful. Originally I thought, maybe I shouldn't say this, but that they'd be a bit very proud, you know, around the language. I think that's maybe from my experience when I was in Paris. Some people you spoke to them, they really didn't want to speak English or help you out. Not that they should, but you know, sometimes it helps. But here what I found is that although they don't speak English very well, if you try some French and you show them that you're willing to try, they will really help you out and they will try to speak English as well, which has been really helpful. And not only that, just if you're in, you know, one thing that happened to us is when we were in the supermarket, there was an old lady who worked there and she noticed something we were buying was eligible for a discount, and she came over to us, and of course it was very difficult to understand what she was saying, although I do understand a little, but she was essentially trying to get us to sign up and get the membership just so we could get our 13 euros discount, which was really nice of her. And that's happened similar situations on a few occasions. Just something that we noticed that I don't think happens in other places. So in general, yeah, it's a very good impression. They're very helpful and very willing to help you out. Another thing I wanted to mention was the food selection, particularly in the supermarket. We haven't had much time to explore any of the restaurants here, particularly having a young baby, so it's a little bit difficult. But in the supermarket, my first impression is that here in France they certainly have a lot more choice, particularly around fruit. They have quite a lot of choice of fruit, meat, cheese. They have a lot of cheese, if you like cheese, which I don't.
France and cheese is like Nigeria and rice. If you don't like cheese, I think you might struggle small. I understand him though, not everyone likes cheese. But if you move to France, you have to adapt, cause it's part of their culture.
100 different kinds of French cheeses.
400 different kinds of French cheese? Okay. Where'd you learn that?
At my school on French Day.
At French Day. French Day at school. So yeah, there's a huge selection of food. The only thing that we have noticed is that they don't have is pork, which my wife is a little bit upset about. They don't have a huge selection of pork, which she cooks with all the time. I don't know why this is, but there really is a very small selection. If we want the sort of things we cook with, like pork belly, we need to go to the butcher and specifically ask for it. The other thing that's a little bit upsetting for me is milk. And I was quite surprised at this. They don't have a lot of fresh milk. tends to be all UHT milk. And again, I don't know why that is. If that's maybe something to do with the climate, the warmer climate in the south of France, they tend to have UHT milk and they don't keep fresh milk. I don't know why, but we have had to select from different supermarkets the small selection of fresh milk that they have to find something that we like. They also don't have a lot of tea. It's not a big issue for me. I typically don't drink tea. My wife does. I drink mostly coffee, which they have a huge selection of because I think they love their coffee here, particularly espressos. Not so much the lattes and the cappuccinos and things like that, but the cafe au lait and the espressos. But tea they just don't have in the supermarkets.
The next thing I'd like to mention is the cost, which is noticeably cheaper than in Denmark,
Really?
both in the supermarkets and when you're eating out. The first time we went out, it was quite obvious how much cheaper it was. In Denmark, had we went out to eat, all four of us, we'd typically pay minimum 500 krona, but here when you convert it back, it was turning out to be maybe 350, 400 krona, so it's quite a bit cheaper. But then I guess the obvious reason for that is the tax in France is a bit less than in Denmark, which is obviously known for being notoriously high tax. One last thing is the location. Where we're living is very close to the Pyrenees. It's only 1 hour's drive away. It's also only 1 hour's drive away to the beach at Biarritz and Bayonne. So it's possible, if you like skiing, to go skiing in the winter and then to go surfing in the summer. It's also only 1 hour and a half away from Spain. But yeah, that's just some of my initial impressions of France. I've only been here for a month. Maybe that will change over time, for better or for worse. I'm sure for the better. I haven't really introduced myself. My name's Sean. I'm a husband, father of 3. Come from the UK. Used to live in Denmark for 8 years and we're now in France.
Okay, I like the fact that he said people in France are friendly. That really changed my perspective. And he said something about them not having a lot of fresh milk and tea. That's really surprising to me. I wonder what they use more. Maybe processed milk or cheese. Please let me know in the comments. I really love to know it. About tea, I think some countries are more into coffee than tea, so it makes sense. Okay guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comments, and thank you so much for watching with me. Until next time, bye.